Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Tuesday. It's been a pretty rough and tumble couple of days here, but for the most part, if you take a look at the cryptocurrency market in its totality, we've roughly recovered, or we're just about on the edge of full recovery here. $660 billion total market cap right now, with a couple of exceptions. One of them, of course, is XRP. XRP is down 8.8% on the day. We're going to take a look at why Brad Garlinghouse, as you likely know, is in trouble with the SEC. We're also going to consider in this video the major $900 billion stimulus package that has just been, I guess it's been released for approval. It hasn't quite been approved just yet at the time of this recording. Guys, we're also talking about all kinds of altcoins. We're discussing updates with KardiaChain, with POWR, with Loopring, as I mentioned, with Ripple, with Neo, and with Riot and others. Coinbase news as well for our Canadian listeners. Coinbase is hiring in Canada. So guys, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's start with a little bit of bullish optimism here. We have a couple of quick, not even predictions, but we're asking you guys. We are crowdsourcing your wisdom. Altcoin Buzz IO on Twitter. 2021 Quant QNT all-time high price prediction. We say $108. Are we too bullish? Are we too bearish? Let us know your thought in the comments below or on Twitter. Let us know what you think QNT is going to do in 2021. Moving right along, same question for Ethereum. 2021 ETH all-time high prediction. We say $3,220. Again, we ask, too bullish? Too bearish? You guys let us know in the comments or in the tweets. And finally, 2021 Bitcoin all-time high price prediction, $68,800. Too bullish? Too bearish? Guys, let us know your thoughts about these. When it comes to this kind of stuff, what's honestly most accurate generally tends to correlate with the wisdom of the crowd. So whatever you guys kind of in a majority sense agree upon, more or less is likely, just because that's the public consensus, it almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But that's very likely what the true answer will be. That'll be the most accurate figure. So let us know your thoughts about that. I'm kind of torn. I think some of these are a little bullish. I think some of these are a little bearish. But let me know in the comments. I'll share my opinion with you there. Okay, if you're an American now, then this particularly affects you. Another $900 billion stimulus package has been proposed. A lot of people are very upset over this, of course, because $900 billion, there's so much pork and barrel spending in this particular proposal that only $600 worth of actual stimulus reaches Americans themselves to help out with expenses. And if you do the math, that doesn't make any sense, because you take the base of Americans that are eligible for this, you multiply that out, and you're looking at a couple $100 billion max. The rest all goes to corporations, foreign aid for whatever reason. So as Tyler Winklevoss here quite succinctly puts it, this is yet just another $900 billion advertisement for Bitcoin. And I probably don't have to explain any further, but this obviously is an advertisement for Bitcoin. A little bit of a tongue-in-cheek joke here, but this just adds to the US national debt. This does very little, if anything, to provide actual relief. And most importantly, it inflates the US dollar, which is already struggling mightily. Speaking of which, here is a cartoon version of Satoshi Nakamoto in his infinite wisdom. If used to buy Bitcoin on the 15th of April, Americans' first stimulus check would now be worth $4,152. That is to say, if you bought Bitcoin, $1,200 worth of Bitcoin on the 15th of April with that first stimulus check, that Bitcoin would now be worth $4,152. So a $900 billion advertisement for Bitcoin indeed. I don't want to get more political than that, everybody. Let me know your thoughts about this, of course, below. But I have to imagine that if you are an American, you're not too excited about this. This seems to be uniting both the right and the left. People are just outraged by how inefficient, how irresponsible, and how useless, ultimately, this legislation effectively is stacking up to be. So let's use it as an opportunity to highlight the advantages and the superiority, I'll say, of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin for sure. Let's talk a little bit now about Anthony Scaramucci, who was a little bit involved in the world of politics very, very briefly in President Trump's administration. So this is kind of the minor political news of the day. We're on Cointelegraph.com because Anthony Scaramucci's Skybridge has filed with the SEC to launch a Bitcoin fund. Scaramucci's multi-billion-dollar hedge fund known as Skybridge Capital has submitted a formal application with the United States securities regulator, the SEC, to launch a new Bitcoin fund. So according to the documentation, the proposed fund is classified as a hedge fund. Skybridge declined to disclose the size of the targeted investment, but the minimum from any individual investor will be about $50,000. So this is really a play for the whales out there in the space. Why is this important? Well, institutional and corporate uptake of Bitcoin has emerged as one of the biggest stories of 2020. And seemingly very suddenly, it was taboo, and then almost the very next day it was in vogue and it was a fad, and every institution under the sun was chasing after opportunities related to Bitcoin. Names like Paul Tudor Jones, Stanley Druckenmiller, and Jim Cramer have thrown their weight behind Bitcoin, while firms like Mass Mutual, life insurance of course, and rougher investment companies have also entered the market. And on the corporate side, MicroStrategy, Square, and Cypherpunk in Canada have all made substantial contributions to their balance sheets in recent months. So add one to the list, perhaps on a smaller scale, but nevertheless, more and more hedge funds are going to follow Mr. Scaramucci's lead and get into this. Every grain of momentum that we can gather and amass is good, is positive, and this is just the latest good news. So more to come, certainly. Okay, let's discuss some altcoin updates here, starting here with KardiaChain, at KardiaChain on Twitter. The top tech trends and companies to watch in 2021. Proud to have us. Source here, Benzinga. You can read about the top trends and companies on benzinga.com. KardiaChain also proud to be featured in a Yahoo Finance write-up. And Yahoo Finance will often, I shouldn't even say often, occasionally talk about cryptocurrencies and some of the larger companies out there. KardiaChain is a smaller cap firm, so this is a very prominent feature here. Yahoo Finance also featured the article. We're thankful for this amazing support on finance.yahoo.com. You can take a look at the piece here, the top tech trends and companies to watch in 2021. KardiaChain is featured under the third trend here, cross-chain communications. So, cross-chain communications has been a significant hurdle to mass adoption. In a recent survey by the European Economic Area, members including JP Morgan, Microsoft, and Standard Chartered Bank identified interoperability as the top takeaway. This problem is being tackled by the ambitious team at KardiaChain, an exciting new blockchain project with revolutionary innovation, the dual node, a novel invention with patent pending that offers, quote, integration without assimilation, a description that would attract blockchain experts if actualized, because it could be the most crucial breakthrough for enterprise adoption since the development of Ethereum itself. That is a big statement. This month, their mainnet will go live. That's happening at the end of December, marking a significant milestone for the blockchain company, pushing mass adoption in Vietnam and Southeast Asia. Now we have some updates from POWR Ledger, which I don't remember really talking about for the longest time. Nevertheless, some important developments here. So Uttar Pradesh Power Corporation Limited, UPPCL, have unveiled blockchain-enabled solar power trading, first in India and South Asia, in a project led by India's Smart Grid Forum with Australian technology company POWR Ledger. Let's discuss the tweet here, at POWRLedger_IO. POWR Ledger has announced a new P2P trading project in the largest state in India. The project with UPPCLLKO will involve a small number of participants and will be used to inform the framing of regulations to promote P2P trading in Uttar Pradesh. You can read more about that development on the POWR Ledger website. I gotta say, we have not talked about this project in quite a while. It feels like at least 1 year. So this price kind of may be arbitrary since there's not really a standard of comparison. Let's take a look here at POWR Ledger just briefly here. We're on the 1 day. It happens to be up almost a couple of percentage points. If we go back and take a look at the year snapshot here, you can see that the trajectory is positive though. They're trending in an upward direction. Right now, a little bit under the radar, not making daily headlines by any means, but positive developments here, positive relationships and collaborations with some of the big players that, admittedly, for myself, I'm not familiar with some of these players in the energy space in those parts of the world, but these are nevertheless big positive developments. So POWR Ledger, ticker POWR, POWR, one perhaps to keep an eye on. We'll keep this one in close view and make sure that future developments are updated on a more timely basis. We'll share those if and when they do emerge. Time now for some Loopring updates, at Loopring ORG. ETH 2 Phase 0 prepped for launch. This tweet back from November 24th, but nevertheless still very pertinent. Initiate thrusters on Ethereum L2 mainstream adoption. Loopring wallet is here. Let's go. So Loopring and Diversify are joining forces by forming a committee dedicated to promoting usage of Layer 2 solutions named L2 Squared or just L Squared. Loopring released a beta version of Loopring Wallet, the first Ethereum smart wallet with ZK rollup scaling baked in. Android users can download the wallet app on loopring.io as well. ZK rollups, if you're not familiar, give users much of the same. Complete Ethereum Layer 1 security guarantees plus a massive scalability boost. We're talking about 1,000 times greater throughput and about 1,000 times lower fees. So very significant indeed. You guys can read about all that more here on the website, medium.com. Loopring Wallet, Ethereum Unleashed. Again, a little bit of an older upgrade. We were a little bit late to this one, but nevertheless very important. And for all the Loopring devotees out there in the altcoin buzz army, you're gonna want to rather make sure that you're up to speed with this news. We'll link to it in the description below. Okay, Brad Garlinghouse in the news here, in a lot of hot water, ostensibly with the SEC. Brad Garlinghouse tweeting from a few hours ago. Today, the SEC voted to attack cryptocurrency. Right away, this is a contentious tweet. Chairman Jay Clayton, in his final act, is picking winners and trying to limit U.S. innovation in the crypto industry to Bitcoin and Ethereum. We know crypto and blockchain technologies aren't going anywhere. Ripple has and will continue to use XRP because it is the best digital asset for payments, speed, cost, scalability, and energy efficiency. It's traded on 200 plus exchanges globally and will continue to thrive. The SEC, out of step with other G20 countries and the rest of the US government, should not be able to cherry pick what innovation looks like, especially when their decision directly benefits China. Make no mistake, we are ready to fight and win. This battle is just beginning. So, if you're completely unfamiliar with this news, you're hearing about it for the first time, there is a lawsuit that is brewing here. Let's discuss the article that Brad is referring to on fortune.com. Geez, that takes a long time to load. So Ripple says it will be sued by the SEC in what the company calls a parting shot at the crypto industry. So yes, unfortunately, Ripple is being sued by the SEC, which brings up all kinds of questions and, in my mind, doubt as to the nature of their centralization or decentralization, lack thereof, in the first place. As I mentioned earlier, XRP is feeling the sell-off pressure, down 8.7% on the day. And like I said, it's been a pretty tumultuous 24 hours or so, but Ripple down even below Bitcoin and the rest of the market. The market now on the whole is up actually a couple of percentage points. Ripple down below 50 cents, down 8.7% on the day. If you can be sued in this manner by the SEC, are you truly decentralized? Are you truly as good a cryptocurrency as the rest of them if this is something that can occur? Altcoin Buzz pointing this out. Bitcoin cannot be sued by the SEC. No leadership, no Ripple Labs, no Brad Garlinghouse. As much as some of these projects certainly need leaders, I'm not disparaging Brad for the act of leading Ripple Labs and XRP and the initiatives, but it's something to consider as business relationships are formed, as deals are signed and inked. Think about it, just as a thought experiment. It's very true. Bitcoin cannot be sued by the SEC. It answers to no one. Let me know your thoughts about that, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. I don't want to sound too condescending. In fact, if it boils down to it, I will be, coming down on the side of support for Brad Garlinghouse, for Ripple Labs, for XRP. I think the overreach of the SEC is obvious. So in that sense, I do agree with his earlier tweets about how this is an attack on cryptocurrency. I don't want XRP to suffer. I don't want the XRP devotees or Ripple Labs to suffer. I'm going to fully support their defense of what it is they believe in, and I'm going to fight back against the SEC to whatever extent that I can. Just, highlighting the fact that it is an interesting thing to think about. Bitcoin cannot be sued by any organization. The decentralization is just something that's inescapable. A quick NEO update here. NEO Smart Economy at NEO_blockchain. NEO 3 Preview 4 testnet upgrade in progress. What's new in this release? New economic model, supplements to the committee governance strategy, built-in Oracle service, and NEP 17 token standard, and more. Read more about that here on neo.org. NEO 3 Preview 4 testnet upgrade notice. This from actually today, the 22nd of December. Also in the news here, as far as DeFi goes, DeFi Yield Protocol. DeFi Yield Protocol, or DYP, staking and governance is now live. Check out the following article from Yahoo Finance, finance.yahoo.com. DeFi Yield Protocol, DYP, staking and governance is now live. We'll link to this in the description below. So I'm very pleasantly surprised to see just how much Yahoo Finance is covering. You know, I talked about the fact that occasionally, more than occasionally nowadays, they'll cover the Bitcoins and the Ethereums and the XRPs and the Cardanos and the Litecoins of the world. But for them to be covering DeFi Yield Protocol, DYP, and KardiaChain, as we saw earlier, this is great. They seem to be expanding, and they seem to have a favorable tone when it comes to some of these smaller cap altcoins. Riot Blockchain here with this update. Riot Blockchain purchases additional 15,000 Antminers from Bitmain, expanding 2021 total hash rate capacity over 3.8 exahashes. Hashtag Bitcoin, hashtag Bitmain, Bitmain Tech. You can read about that on riotblockchain.com. Let's talk Huobi for a second. Huobi EcoChain, HECO mainnet has launched. Why EcoChain? High performance, low gas fees, and better cross-chain user experience. Subsidize your gas fees with your HT holding volume, and you can join us on hashtag Huobi EcoChain. You can also read on Coindesk.com about how cryptocurrency exchange Huobi Global is planning a U.S. comeback after securing a trust license through Nevada financial regulators. And speaking of exchanges, for all you Canadian members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, we have this news about Coinbase. They are hiring in Canada. So this from the Coinbase blog. We're excited to announce that Coinbase is establishing operations in Canada for the first time, continuing our international expansion and allowing us to begin hiring from the talented pool of technology and finance professionals in Canada. Canada has long been known as a hub for innovation and its high-quality workforce, and more recently for its crypto talent. We're hiring technical and recruiting roles immediately and will expand to more functions soon. Take a look, guys, at the rest of the post here. This is just a very brief write-up on the Coinbase blog. It looks like they're getting into expansion mode. Of course, it wasn't long ago, just a few days ago, that we covered the news of the Coinbase IPO. They're now expanding, actively recruiting new talent in Canada. I imagine that same trend is going to continue into other countries. So be on the lookout for Coinbase in your corner of the woods. And if you're Canadian and you want to enter the crypto scene with what I would say is a very reputable and rapidly growing company, then take a look at this and stay tuned. More information should come very soon out of Coinbase. If you do choose to apply, I wish you best of luck. Hopefully you find your dream job. All right, that is it for today, everybody. Make sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels. Keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications. If you guys enjoyed today's video, best of luck, of course. If you choose to invest on this Tuesday, Christmas is coming up, everybody. I'm excited, so hope you are as well. Stay safe. Best of luck if you choose to invest. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.